Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 2nd of October, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS B2 at the end of the video for October, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, the video release date was our 6am UK weather forecast, and we've also released Friday. Check out most two videos you can do that. We've got the EC42 day for the UK and for Ireland coming up for you at around 7ish this evening. There may be a live stream around 10 p.m. tonight. I'll let everybody know a little bit later on the community page and on the social media channels if we're on for a Friday night live. So I'll let everybody know about that a little bit later on. Watch this space. I'm going to start off with situation in the tropical. Please like, share, subscribe on videos. Thanks so much everybody did that. I'm going to start off with the tropical Atlantic. Got 3 interest areas. We've got post-tropical cyclone Nigel, giving maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour with a minimum surface pressure of 976 millibars. Nigel being absorbed into an area of low pressure and will be affecting us in the UK and in Ireland when we get into the weekend on Sunday. We've also got potential tropical cyclone 16, giving maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour with a minimum surface pressure of 996 millibars. Clicking on 16, we can see that this is expected to become a tropical storm imminently, and it's going to move onto the eastern seaboard of the United States. It's going to move into North Carolina as a tropical storm tomorrow, and then heading northwards into Virginia, for example, into Sunday, heading further up the eastern seaboard as we get into the beginning of next week, so heading towards New Jersey, possibly going further north of that into New York and etc. And as a post-tropical depression by that point. So a short-lived tropical storm about to hit the eastern seaboard of the United States. And then we have also got disturbance 1 with a 70% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 90% chance in the next 7 days. Shower and thunderstorm activity associated with an area of low pressure located about 600 miles west-southwest of Cape Verde Islands continue to show signs of organisation. Further development is expected, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next couple of days while the system moves generally westwards at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The system is then expected. All right, buddy. So sorry once again. The system is then expected to turn west-northwestwards early next week as it moves over the central tropical Atlantic. So that's going to be a big player for next week. We'll keep you updated. Central temperature is continuing its very, very, very slow tick down. We are now sitting at 18.1, 4.5 degrees above the 61 to 90 average. That's provisional to yesterday, 21st of September. I think when that updates tomorrow, it should be in the 17s. I think that will be in the 17s tomorrow, but it really is a very, very slow drop. And I mean, for 21st of September, that is remarkable to still be in the 18s. You know, absolutely unbelievable for what we've had in this September. But as I say, that will continue to reduce. So I think when that updates tomorrow, it should be showing 17 point something, maybe 17.9. Remember, the all-important number is going to be 17.0. If we get that or anything above it, then we have beaten 2006 at 16.9, and that will be the hottest September on CT record, all the way back to 1659. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. The next couple of weeks on Edinburgh today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Edinburgh. We're starting off close to or a little bit below average for the next couple of days. The remains of Nigel with an area of low pressure will then lift the upper air temperatures back up later on in the weekend and to the beginning of next week. So things will be turning warmer, but also turning wetter later in the weekend and to start next week. And then beyond that, as we go into closing days of September and on into the beginning of October, just hovering close to long-term averages. Really nothing particularly exciting going on, except with a thick green line, which is the GFS operational run, midnight operational run, which really takes off right at the very end, but obviously that is an outlier. Looks unsettled as well, so precipitation-wise, further showery bursts to come over the weekend, especially on Sunday. Some wet weather then, and then into next week looking quite wet really through most of next week, on and off anyway, with spells of rain into early October. There might be a little bit of a drying trend through the first week of October. Excuse me once more, but that of course is extreme range and is therefore unreliable. The rest of September though is looking unsettled. Temperature anomalies from the 22nd, 30th of September above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 22nd, 30th of September largely wetter than normal for many western regions, but a little bit on the drier side over in eastern counties. Latest Windflow Map from earthnullschool.net shows that we've got low pressure clearing away towards Norway today, and that's pulling in this cooler, fresher, but still quite showery northwesterly wind. This low just here is the remains of Nigel, which is going to kind of be absorbed by this area of low pressure to south of Greenland. So in the end, these areas of low pressure are sort of going to merge into one large low that will be bringing wet and windy weather in off the Atlantic later on in the weekend. Okay, let's start going through chart data there. Miss Latest, you can make your road looking big night on Monday. So that is the remains of Nigel as an area of low pressure to the west of the country then. So wet and windy, particularly in the north and west, but not too much rain in the south east. Will be quite warm as well in the south, with those winds coming up from a southerly direction. Early next week, more areas of low pressure sweeping in off the Atlantic. This looks a very vigorous storm here on Wednesday. That could give a real battering to Ireland and western parts of Britain. That's going to be one to watch, possibly to Scotland as well. So middle of next week could be very stormy in the north and the west, and looking just generally rather showery and probably a little bit on the cool side as we get to the end next week. As far as we go, for you can make your run today to Friday 29th of September icon, again with the remains of Nigel out to the west of the country on Monday, bringing quite warm air, but also wind and rain to the north and the west. Through to the middle of next week, again, low pressure particularly affecting more western regions, but some of the wet weather from those lows will spread to eastern regions too. Right to the end of next week, we're quite unsettled again, with further low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic. That's as far as we get to with icon to midday on Friday, the GFS midnight run. All much of a muchness for Sunday to Monday, with wet and windy weather out to west of the country. Plenty of wind and rain to come there. Heading on into the beginning of next week, again, we're looking unsettled low pressure. Continue to drive in from off the Atlantic. This has the low on Wednesday to Thursday, a little bit further south, was affecting England and Wales. So that might bring a deluge to the south. Again, there's a lot of uncertainty about the position and strength of that low. More wet and windy weather as we go into the last day of September. That's Saturday the 30th. Again, another quite vigorous low pushing in from off the Atlantic, bringing further strong winds and outbreaks of rain. And we keep those rather unsettled conditions going then up towards day 10. However, just beyond day 10, we start to get a change. You'll notice just here we have the remains of a hurricane and or tropical storm. I think that is going to be the remains of disturbance 1 just here. And that starts to build up this ridge on its eastern side. So as we go through the first week of October with the GFS midnight run, high pressure takes over, turns dry, not necessarily overly warm, but certainly a lot drier, and probably pleasantly warm by day, but could be a bit on the cool side by night. But that breaks us out of the unsettled weather there through the first week of October. The GFS 6Z run looks like this, again with the remains of Nigel out to west of Scotland midnight on Monday, bringing wet and windy but rather mild weather across the country through Sunday to Monday. Into next week, while further areas of low pressure drive in from off the Atlantic, bringing spells of rain and strong winds as well. Heading into the second half of next week, we keep it rather cool and showery once again. Moving towards day 10, yes, we keep the unsettled weather going, and instead of what the midnight GFS run is doing, this low just here is the remains of disturbance 1 at day 10 on Monday the 2nd of October. So you can actually follow that back. If we go backwards a couple of steps, so there's disturbance 1 just there on Friday 29th of September. There's disturbance 1 just there on Saturday the 30th of September. And instead of building up a ridge, the 6Z GFS run just brings disturbance 1 into the jet stream, position just there. Of course, it's a post-tropical storm or hurricane by this point. Brings that into the jet stream, and by day 10, deepens it like mad to the west of Scotland, and so we get a spell of wet and windy weather out of that rather than an area of high pressure. And that keeps us unsettled then right way through to the end of the GFS 6Z run, with further lows heading in from off the Atlantic, bringing unsettled conditions, wet, windy, and often quite cool weather as well through the first week of October. So totally different between the two GFS runs. First week of October telling us there is a lot of uncertainty about first week of October, and we saw it on JMA Friday as well. The title of JMA Friday, you know, is all about the disagreement between the CFS and the JMA and whatnot, and we see that within the GFS, with 2 GFS operation runs there as well, and it's all down to the remains of these tropical storms and or hurricanes and how they impact the jet stream and the wider pattern in the North Atlantic. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, subscribe, and show to everybody for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. We need to put on only around 8 subscribers now, into single digits, to get to 16.9k. We're so close to 16,900 subscribers. Please tell your friends and family to subscribe, and you can watch GavsWeatherVids together. And we thank you so much everybody for doing that. GM again showing that we've got the remains of Nigel out to the west of the country on Sunday night into Monday, and we go through next week. We keep the unsettled conditions going. Again, that's that vigorous area of low pressure affecting England and Wales in particular, Wednesday through to Thursday, possibly bringing heavy rain, severe gales to more southern regions. And then into the final day of September, Saturday the 30th, another low drives in from off the Atlantic, also bringing further wet and windy weather with it. By day 10 though, the GM, similar to the GFS midnight run, just starting to build up a little bit more higher pressure in the Atlantic, so starting to try and settle down in the south there. And then the ECM WF looks like that. So once again, the remains of Nigel with this deep area of low pressure just to the west of Scotland and Ireland on Monday, pushing further areas of low pressure through the country through the middle part of the week as well. So wet and windy conditions, especially in the north and in the west there with the ECM, and heading up towards days 9 and 10. The unsettled weather continues really, although down in the south probably not too bad, as we're not all that far from this ridge just here. So for the south, that'll be probably into the opening days of October reasonably dry, touch and go, but certainly to the north and west there would be quite a lot of wet and windy weather, I would have thought. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Meteo.com. So tomorrow will be a dry day, but Saturday night to Sunday, further wet weather into the north and into the west as well. That rain turning really heavy actually in the north and west later on Sunday and on into Sunday night to Monday. The rain then fizzles out as it pushes eastwards across southern and eastern parts of the country. Through to the middle next week, further spells of wet and windy weather, especially again in the north and west. Always a driest weather in the east, but some rain will push through at times. And into the closing days of September, basically we keep it unsettled with further wet weather at times right way up towards day 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 2nd of October. 17 members of the ECM Ensembles have a ridge of high pressure over to the east of the country. Should be quite a lot of dry weather coming through with that. 16 with high pressure just out to west, low pressure toward Denmark. So again, probably a bit on the showery side, especially for the east, and that's quite a cool option as well. Winds in from the northwest to the north. 11 with high pressure over France and low pressure out to the northwest. That's looking quite mild for the south anyway, and rather showery. And 7 with high pressure centred just to the north of Scotland, mostly dry with winds in from the east with that one. So a range of options, all differing in the exact position and placement of the area of high pressure. And then intermittent timings of the options that we've got gets us to the 7th of October. 13 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure right over top of the country, should mostly dry and fine. Could be a bit chilly by night though with that. 12 with high pressure more towards the east, that probably bring up quite a warm southerly flow. We've got 10 with high pressure more across the south. Again, that should be mostly dry, reasonably warm. Got another 10 with low pressure just out to our west. That's going to be warm but wet, winds in from the southwest. And then we've got 6 with high pressure blocking things out from Greenland to Iceland. Low pressure over France. That's probably bringing in an east or a northeasterly wind. That could be quite cool actually, and for the south a little bit on the wet side too. Most of the options at day 10 and 14-15 seem to be involving high pressure, but the exact position and placement will be crucial and critical in terms of the overall feel of the weather. CFS Monthly finally for October. This is the latest 700 millibar height anomaly. Remember, these change daily. This is how it's looking today, though, on the latest for October, with low pressure around Iceland, high pressure down towards Spain, looking very westerly, rather zonal October there, with the wettest weather in the north and west, the driest weather in the south and the east. The temperature anomaly for October is above average, a warmer than average month to come, and no signal for precipitation then, but we should wait and see about what happens there. As we have so much discrete and uncertainty as early as the opening days of October, first week of the month, then anything beyond that, you know, is really, really speculative, and we need to just wait and see how it all works out. Okay, if you are enjoying our content on the channel at the moment, please can you consider buying some of our merch. We have released lots of merch here. We've got the Do It range, we've got the Lightning range, we've got the Billy and Gaz range, and of course we've got our classic logo range as well. We've got a magic water bottle, so you can drink your magic water from GavsWeatherVids magic water bottle. Got the Billy and Gavs hat, and yeah, I say the Lightning range looking really, really cool as well. If you would like to order some merch, we've got a 15% off discount here. Just quote CMD0721 when you check out your order, and that is how you get 15% off the Gavs or WeatherVids merch. You can also become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids for £4.99 a month. You will get exclusive content and perks, including a channel member live stream that we do once a month, so please consider becoming a channel member. And you can also give us a super thanks on this and all of our videos. Just click the thanks button underneath the videos, and you can give us a donation through super thanks. You can super chat on the live streams as well, and you can give us a donation through PayPal. This is GavsWeatherVids PayPal page. All the links are in the description with this video, so check out the ways that you can support the channel. If you're enjoying the content that we are producing, then you know, we're a commercial enterprise, so we need funding and whatnot to be able to keep the channel going. So please give us a donation, or buy some merch, or, you know, become a channel member, etc, etc, and by that way you are helping to support the channel and pay me to have the channel and be here doing this content for all of you. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. You can, of course, support the channel in other ways, like liking, sharing, subscribing, and telling friends and family about GavsWeatherVids, spreading the word about the content that we are producing. And we thank you so much, everybody, for doing that for us. As I say, we only need around 8 subscribers to get to 16.9k, so we are very, very close now to 16,900 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support. Right, that's it then for that one. We're going to be back at 7 PM with the ECM at WF 42-day forecast. There may or may not be a live stream at 10 PM. I'll see how I'm feeling little bit later. I'm going to dose myself with some Lemsip in a moment, I think. Tomorrow, we're going to have the 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. A week ahead forecast will be a 10 to 14 day and a big video release at 10 a.m. And that video is going to be the first Winter 2023-24 seasonal model roundup. So for the first time this season, we are getting not 15, but actually 17 long-range models together from the world's leading forecast centres. There's a couple of newbies in there just for the winter updates. So 17 long-range models, getting them all together, see what they're all showing for Winter 2023-24 for the first time this season, and that be coming up at 10 a.m. It's already recorded. I can tell you it's a very interesting watch, but I shall say no more than that. And you have to check it out at 10 a.m. on Sunday. We go from 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. There'll be the 4th Winter 2023-24 update. That's going to be epic, and it'll be live streaming at 6 p.m. on Sunday, discussing that winter update, probably the season one roundup as well, and bring you plenty of long range on that Sunday live stream. So loads coming up, loads going on. Please keep checking back to the channel for more. For this one though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.